The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Who is it?
This isn't the Matrix.
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
What are they?
Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one.
We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone.
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
Why?
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
These will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it. Because I'll be performing the songs my fans want to hear. This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call. Okay? And I'll see you in July. And I love you. I really do. You have to know that. I love you so much. Really. From the bottom of my heart. This is it. And see you in July.
When people leave the show, when people leave my show, I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Go, go, I've never seen us like this. No. It's amazing. He's the greatest entertainer in the world. I'm taking that money. I'm really children's hospital. The biggest in the world. Michael Jackson Children's Hospital.
Very, very sad news, Jim Moret, and to all of our viewers. Both the Los Angeles Times and CBS News are both now reporting that Michael Jackson has died. Now, CNN has not confirmed that, but the LA Times and CBS News are reporting that Michael Jackson, 50 years old, the king of pop, has died.
We're getting reports from the Los Angeles Times which are saying that Michael Jackson has died. Michael Jackson has died. This appears to be the official confirmation that we were waiting for. The TMZ website did report this some 20 minutes or so ago, but it now seems that the Los Angeles Times have had confirmation from city and law enforcement sources. 50-year-old pop star Michael Jackson has died.
The largest pop icon that the world has ever known. Those pressures would be difficult for anyone to ever live with. That the world has ever known. Those pressures would be difficult for anyone to ever live with.
Get that tape. I wasn't physically with him. He got on the phone. We talked to his fans in Times Square who had gathered there to show their support. And Julie Banderas, Julie Banderas is in Times Square now live with some of the fans and some of the people who are curious.
Now I know that Michael was feeling that he is now recovering. He was innocent.
I want to talk to you about that because that trial in 2005 where he had been accused of child molestation and he was found not guilty of that. But do you think that took a lasting toll on him?
Oh my goodness, Meredith, without question. It took a toll on me, and I am just trying to recover. I think hopefully now I know that Michael was feeling that he is now recovering from that because he was an innocent man accused of such evil.
You don't know who your real friends are. So there's a lot of hiding and ducking and diving and just Mick going missing. I
mean, was he a normal person in the sense you could have a normal conversation with him?
Yes, you could have a normal conversation with him, but you know, this business, when you have a great deal of success in the music business in terms like the albums that we have shared together, it makes you a kind of recluse. It makes you want to hide, and it makes you different from other people because you don't know whether people want to be with you for your own sake or just want to be with you so they can tell other people. You don't know who your real friends are. So there's a lot of hiding and ducking and diving and just Mick going missing suddenly.
Tonight, Michael Jackson's death. The world is in shock.
The fire
What did the autopsy reveal? Does the 911 recording hold any key?
I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir. We have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing.
Authorities and grieving friends want answers. Miko Brando, Marlon's son, was with Jackson the day before he died. The man who may have known him best is here with us, exclusive with inside details. Plus Liza Minnelli, Usher, Quincy Jones, Deepak Chopra will tell us, did Michael know he was going to die? It's a special edition of Larry King Live. We begin tonight with Miko Brando. He was a close friend, longtime employee of Michael Jackson. Michael was his best man, godfather to his daughter, and Miko's the son of the late Marlon Brando, and he was with Michael the day before he died. We're going to talk to Miko, and he'll be with us throughout the show with a lot of guests. But we'll start with the latest from CNN's Ted Rowlands. Ted, what do we have?
Well, Larry, busy day here. The L.A. County Coroner's Office released some details about the autopsy which was performed on Michael Jackson. The headline was that Michael Jackson was using prescription drugs at the time of his death, and there was no major other underlying condition that they reported at this time. Toxicology reports, they say, will make all the difference in this case, and they will take about 4 weeks. Also, the 911 tape was released. On that tape, you can hear that Michael Jackson was with his personal physician at the time that he was dying. The physician was applying CPR. It's a graphic tape that gives more clues as to what was happening inside that house. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Police Department has tried to get a hold of that doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, and today detectives say they have established contact with him, and they say they are going to interview him. Obviously, what he says could go a long way to providing more details if and when there's a further investigation. And that would, of course, come after the coroner's report is finalized. They don't expect that, though, for another 4 weeks. Larry?
You know, this thing is just a stunner, and a lot of people are going to say a lot of things, but nobody knows for sure yet. There's no real. There's no real. He hit with a force that was spectacular.
Right then and there, I knew that. Right then and there, I knew that. Right then and there, I knew that.
And he did change history. Nothing was the same after Michael, and I'm afraid nothing's going to be the same ever really again. There's no real.
You are Liza. Was Michael always, once you got into this groove and Gladys Knight discovers you and now you're on television, was he always like the centerpiece, that cute little boy with all that talent?
Michael was unique from day one because his whole thing was just wanting to absorb one's mind and to sort of learn. He studies a lot, and during the time it was, I guess, James Brown, Joe Tex, and a lot of the artists who moved a lot, and Jackie Wilson, and just watching him from a young age. I remember we went to a school PTA meeting. He sung "Climb Every Mountain," and that was the first time when we saw that Michael had this ability to sing these notes that were just so high. And
yeah, that's a tough song to sing.
It was just amazing.
The dancing, was that trained or was that natural?
Natural.
He never took lessons?
Never took
lessons. Vocal or dancing?
Vocal or dancing. It's natural.
Was Michael always, once you got into this groove and Gladys Knight discovers you and now you're on television, was he always like the centerpiece, that cute little boy with all that talent?
Michael was unique.
It lives up to what we're calling a great performance. Watch. We're now joined by Mark Garagos, the former defense attorney for Michael Jackson, who represented him during that early stages of that controversial child molestation case. Isn't it hard to accept?
Accept what, Larry?
That your son is gone.
Accept what, Larry?
That your son is gone.
Accept what, Larry?
Jermaine said in an interview that he wished that he'd been the one to die and not Michael. As a father, how do you react to that?
Well, I can't. That's Jermaine talking, you know. And that's
but how do you feel when you hear it?
Well, that's what Jermaine thought, and maybe that's what his reaction was. But he's living and Michael is dead, and so that's the way it is. It's not him.
Isn't it hard to accept?
Accept what, Larry?
That your son is gone.
All over the world today, people are gathered in love vigils, to celebrate the life of a man that taught the world how to love.
Joining us now here in Los Angeles, Miko Brando, who was with us almost every night after this untimely passing, longtime Michael Jackson friend attending the funeral. And Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused a criminal, and he and wanted to meet me.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim, back and forth.
Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person through changing my name.
We'll find out how Michael helped you, but Miko, is that a typical story of Michael helping people like this?
Absolutely. When he would hear about stories of people in need or needed help, and when we watched the news together, he'd reach out to them, send them a basket, send them a note, get well, or whatever the incident would be, and he'd always reach out to people and help people. Even driving around town, he'd stop and help people.
How did he find out about you, Dave?
He heard about me, and he had contacted me and wanted to meet me.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim, back and forth from surgery.
And what did he do for you?
Well, basically, he befriended me. He took me into his life, which is very rare for Michael to do. But he opened up his arms to me and accepted me as a very good friend of his. And throughout the years, he never let me go.
I believe that's the hearse carrying the body into Forest Lawn. He will be interred. It looks like a beautiful place to have for him, Miko.
It was very nice. It was a very nice compound.
Yeah, we're going to be showing you close-up of that. That is Forest Lawn. Were you surprised, Dave, to hear from him when you were 7?
Oh, it's a very interesting story, Larry. It was kind of, the visit to his Encino house was very impromptu, and it was kept a secret by my mother. And I had always been kind of a admirer of his, not a fan per se, but I always loved his music. And my mother surprised me one day and brought me up to Neverland. And I entered an arcade, and there were all these Paul McCartney records all over this. The Girl Is Mine. The Girl Is Mine. Paul McCartney records all over this. The Girl Is Mine, and you know, this and that. And I remember sitting down, and at the time, my favorite video games, my favorite video game was Pole Position. And I was playing Pole Position, and I felt a little tap on my shoulder, and I turned around, and there was Michael. And you know what, Larry? What? At that moment, we embraced, and that embrace never ended throughout our whole entire friendship.
Dave, what don't we know about him we should know?
Well, I believe what people fail to realize is that Michael was a human being. Throughout the years, I think he was kind of stigmatized by the media, and I believe that wasn't really helpful to him or to anybody around him. I believe that Michael was a great person. He has never hurt a soul, and I am happy to have been his friend for all these years. I've been a dedicated friend.
Miko, how do you explain what Michael did for Dave?
That's just the kind of human being he was. He's very loving, caring. He loved Dave from the day he met him. They became friends. Michael helped him through the years, and that's the kind of person Michael was. I mean, he loved a lot of people. He'll be missed and loved by a lot of people.
Did he pay for a lot of your medicals?
Actually, he did not pay for my medical. My mother had great insurance at the time.
So what did he do?
Michael offered a lot of emotional support for me. He was there for me whenever I needed to talk to him. He opened up Neverland to me as a means to get away. Metaphorically, he was almost like a father that I never had.
Huh. Well said.
Thank you very much. My friend Michael Jackson once said, "In a world filled with hate, we must still dare to hope. In a world filled with despair, we must still dare to believe." In his too short time with us, Michael dared to believe in our power to make this world a better place. A song that Michael and I wrote together a quarter of a century ago, called "We Are the World," was a reflection of Michael's belief that you just can't wait for this world to change. We must do something about it. In the song we're about to hear, Michael beautifully expresses the need for humanity to be in greater harmony with Mother Earth. This stunning anthem and remarkable film he created to accompany it was at the very heart of the groundbreaking concert Michael was preparing just before he died. Many of us saw a sample of this powerful footage in the film This Is It, which, by the way, is out on DVD. But tonight, we're going to see exactly what Michael wanted. And because Michael was a true visual artist, we'll see it for the first time in 3D at the Grammys tonight. So right now, some of the greatest, most gifted artists in the world today who were touched by Michael's music come together to sing Michael's song with him to help spread the message that meant so very much to him. that we are the world. 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 And that we better start taking better care of it. Ladies and gentlemen, here to sing the Earth song, by and with our friend Michael. By and with our friend Michael. By and with our friend Michael. Please welcome Celine Dion, Jennifer Hudson, Smokey Robinson, Carrie Underwood, and Usher.
I respect the secrets and magic of nature. That's why it makes me so angry when I see these things that are happening, you know. But every second I hear the size of a football field is torn down in the Amazon. I mean, that kind of stuff really bothers me. That's why I write these kind of songs, you know, and give some sense of awareness and awakening and hope to people. I love the planet. I love trees. I have this thing for trees and the colors and changing of leaves. I love it. You know, I respect those kind of things.
What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fields? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever start to notice all the love we showed before? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth is moving short? What have we done to the world? Look what we've done. What about all the peace that you pledged your only son? What about flowery fields? Is there a time? What about all the dreams that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice crying earth is weeping shore? I used to dream, I used to glance the morning star. Now I don't know where we are. All I know is we've drifted far.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!